Oh, and welcome back to Cauldron Lake 2. Today we will be starting another expansion. This time the lake house, and this time we will watch the entirety of entry cinematics. So, without further ado, let's dive in.
This isn't the Bureau's first time in Bright Falls. 1970, 76, 8. Last one was in 2010. It's not exactly clockwork, but this town sees way more altered world events than most. We knew it was just a matter of time before the lake acted up again. After the AWE in 2010, the FBC's research department set up a facility, the Lake House, to study the threshold in Cauldron Lake, find better ways to contain the entity inside. Your tax dollars at work. When we detected a spike in paranatural activity at Cauldron Lake, before I even knew you were on this case, Saga, the Lake House was my first stop. I was short-handed, hoped they could spare some help, maybe give us some intel on the situation. If I had any clue what was waiting for us in there, Saga, I'd have just kept on driving. This is Agent Kieran Estevez responding to an AWE alert in the vicinity. I need to speak with the Marmonts. So much for the welcome wagon. You all set up the perimeter. We're on the threshold's doorstep, so keep your eyes peeled.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't you have a code to open it right away? Oh my god. Return addendum. The lake house.
This shouldn't take long, okay? You see anything? Radio me.
Roger that.
What do we have? We have a... Okay, we have a gun. Do we have some kind of a mind place? No, I don't think so.
The lake house was run by the research department. Research and investigations don't really see eye to eye. What they call science, I call a violation of Bureau protocol and human decency. Classic interdepartmental drama. Your FBI Saga, you know how it goes. Now, in retrospect, my low opinion of the research department may have clouded my judgment.
I like how this is actually the story that Kieran tells Saga back in the Bright Falls station. Yep, that's an FBC vehicle, alright. And the lake house. On Strats, no less.
Hello? Agent Kieran Estevez, Investigations Department.
Where is everyone?
No one wants to check the individual carrying a firearm into a restricted government facility? No? Okay, well, this is definitely going in the report.
Traffic cone in the locker.
It's locked.
Do not contaminate the lake house with unrelated art. Figurines. Ornaments, decorations, and other trinkets are forbidden on employee desks. Look, listen, think. A safe workplace is everyone's responsibility. And sticking out of a cat. Hamnus daily stand-up. No doodling. The dangers of doodling. I can imagine that it would have been dangerous in this place, given that the lake turns every object of art into something extra, right? Lake House Daily. Good news, HQ still dark. Pie was good, more pie for the rest of us. We have coffee. DFS this week. Bad news, HQ still dark. No Ahma beer, it's good, tried it. The artist is... Someone stole the black whiteboard marker. All vacation time cancelled. Office of Co-Head of Research, Dr. Jules Marmont.
Dr. Marmont's not here.
Experiment
Nobody
in
is?
progress.
I'll have to check downstairs. An experiment? That bodes well.
Not really.
Changing passwords, huh?
To all departments, update to computer password reset policy. Effective September 13, all computer passwords must be reset daily to address security concerns. We are aware this may be an inconvenient change and lead to difficulty remembering your password. We recommend using a permanent set of digits as the beginning of the password,
On the lower levels.
followed by numbers that change daily. Try using significant personal dates, coordinates, etc. Do not use birthdays, the current date, phone number, etc. Please also remember that for the time being, passwords are not to exceed 6 digits. Science fact of the day. Though most famous for acting, Hedy Lamarr also invented in her free time. She patented a frequency hopping device for torpedo guidance systems at the age of 38. Okay, but we also need to find permanent digits, right? Subject P. Through extensive testing, the subject has been confirmed to possess an intrinsic paranatural ability that manifests exclusively during the act of painting. The paintings feature scenes or events he would have no knowledge of, even sometimes painting an event before it occurs. This effect has been proven multiple times and has an estimated 40 to 100% success rate. Note the lack of precision in this range is due to the team's inability to prove that the painting's content will not be realized at some point in the eventual future. Researchers asked to reiterate their hesitance to publish any concrete statements surrounding the subject and his ability at this time, as the nature of the paintings and the supernatural effect may have been exceptionally difficult to measure and quantify. Conclusion. The subject is suspected to be a Class 2 para-utilitarian, though additional testing will be required to confirm this. At this time, his ability is not believed to be a direct threat to himself or others and can be controlled. The nature of his ability is to show current or future events via the art he creates, but the extent of this forecasting cannot be determined by researchers with any high level of precision. Unlike the art created by Alan Wake, there is no evidence that the subject's art is directly manipulating reality via the shadow's energies. Please fill out the fields below before delivering the form to security. A new keycard will be issued to you once your request is processed. The highest one, I forget what is it called. How would I know if it is stolen or is lost? Why do you not put microchips inside to follow them if you are so concerned with this? I am the head of research and I expect a new card on my desk by the end of the workday. Is this the Diver's Isle? To my new fellow head of the Lake House, love, Diana. I assume this is Jules Marmont then. Yeah, I probably hallucinate this, but Diana does look a little bit like Alice. Barrows University. On the recommendation of the faculty and by the virtue of the authority vested in them, the trustees of Barrows University have conferred on Jules Francois Marmont the degree of Doctor of Applied Science and is entitled to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Special Service Certificate. This exceptional contribution certificate is awarded in grateful recognition of his outstanding contributions to the Bureau's scientific endeavors. From Darling to Jules Marmont. The senior leadership of the Federal Bureau of Control has determined to appoint Dr. Jules Marmont as head of research at the facility at Cauldron Lake, Washington. The appointment will be shared with Diana Marmont effective upon the facility's completion on July 18. Zachariah Trench. Okay. We do have numbers, maybe the permanent ones. July 18, so that would be 0718. 0718, and that was 38, right? Nice. Let's start with reading the emails. Good morning. A friendly reminder that proposed annual budgets need to be sent out by the end of this month. Every station is being asked to give a thorough breakdown this year in an effort to find areas where spending can be reduced. Should I book a time for us to speak about this and make a plan? All the best. I'm too busy to attend meetings. Just use the budget from last year, but make sure to specify that a specific percentage of the research budget is to go toward Project Arbutus, so certain individuals won't be tempted to slow down their competition by stealing resources. So that was from Diana. And then Jules replies. I apologize for the difficulty my wife is presenting, Harry. I believe she is suggesting that I would take her project's budget. An unfair and preposterous accusation, though I am confident you understand that. I would be happy to meet and discuss the annual budget. It is, of course, the head of research's job to oversee such work. Maybe Diana is no longer up to the task. Okay. From P. Levine. Dr. Marmont, Project Arbutus has officially requested we return the pages. We aren't using them for any work on Project Ramnus and their shared research material, so can I release them back to Arbutus? Please remember to lock your computer before leaving your station for any amount of time. So it feels like Jules and Diana are not really in good relationship with each other. But then Why is this thing sent with love? Before I open the doors, I just want to get over the last remaining corner of this place. Any unaccompanied artist must be reported to security immediately.
That's handy.
Painting production, holding and observation, page development and research archives. So Ramnos is led by Jules, involves paint and paintings, para-utilitarian. Arbutus is led by Diana, and Wake manuscript pages, Alan Wake involved. Where are they? Experiment in progress, probably downstairs. Okay. Lake safety protocols. Please remember that the following recreational activities are forbidden in the waters of Cauldron Lake. These restrictions apply to both civilians and FBC employees. Fishing, redacted, swimming, boating, using the water for redacted purposes, water skiing, redacted in the water, paddleboarding. These activities can result in redacted in an estimated redacted % of cases. If you are unclear about any of the restrictions listed above, please speak with redacted. Date is redacted. Is it though? Yeah, okay. Security report regarding local rumors. A recent security operation was performed among the citizens of Bright Falls and Watery. The goal of this operation was to ascertain public knowledge and opinion of the lake house and its operations. The following information was gained through covert listening and informal questioning. The local public appears to view the area around the lake house with fear. This is, of course, the intended reaction, as the Bureau has publicly marked the area as dangerous due to volcanic gases. However, there is a specific rumor among the public regarding a government facility in the woods run by mad scientists taking people for experimentation. This rumor seems particularly popular among the local youth, and its proximity to the truth is cause for concern. Worst-case outcome would be an increase in curiosity or possibly even aggression. It is possible this is even the reason for the lake house's security breach back in redacted. Security personnel will continue to monitor your youth chatter. If the rumors continue, disseminating a cover story may be required, perhaps even fabricated signage for an American Volcano Commission type institution. Well, Volcano Commission certainly sounds terrifying. That's a lot of cops, all pointing them at their handles inside the circle. And here we have pieces of paper arranged in a circle, donuts in a circle. Quite a lot of circles around the place. From Ava Rahmani to FBC personnel, status update regarding oldest house. On-site observation teams report that the oldest house is still under active lockdown. Status of Director Trench, management team, and all other personnel inside the oldest house at the time of the lockdown's initialization remains unknown. Observation teams have detected fluctuations in the redacted field originating from the oldest house as of redacted, increasing in strength as it loops through a specific pattern every redacted hours. These readings are currently being analyzed by research staff in the Boston office. Any personnel with information pertaining to the signal should contact them immediately. Are they trying to say that the his signal was detected outside of the building? Outside of the oldest house? That could have been nasty, but I I'm still convinced that Jesse managed to deal with it.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting day here at the Lake House. As I'm sure you know, I am Dr. Jules Marmont, and this is my wife.
Dr. Diana Marmont.
And together we are the heads of research at this facility. We want to thank you all for helping us break new ground in our study of Cauldron Lake.
That's right, Jules. But don't let our exciting work in threshold regulation and dimensional coupling keep you from observing the proper safety protocols.
You said it, Diana. We run a tight ship here at the Lake House. So, always remember the 3 S's. Safety, security, and censorship.
It's a C. It's a C.
What? Yeah, that is the joke, Diana.
Well, it's a stupid fuck.
Wonderful joke, Jules. We'll see you down there.
They are
That
not.
seems healthy.
They are in such a bad relationship with each other. That is a cat, and I love it. Seek shelter. Power cord transport and handling techniques. Level-wide lockdown protocol and procedures. When apricot-grade security threat is detected on the sublevel, the entire floor will enter lockdown. All staff must shelter. Those will close and lock. Okay.
This should come in handy.
The pyramidal shape of the roof is very interesting.
As soon as I got in that elevator, my bad news detector started going nuts. Estevez to team, something's going on in the lake house. I want all nearby agents to— oh, shit!
Level 1.
That is such a bad sound.
Agent Estevez, what's your status?
Breach detected on sublevel 5. Staff should seek shelter immediately.
We have a situation in the lake house. All agents converge on the facility now.
Yo.
Relay that order. Shit.
Oh,
The
those
threshold
are.
event had hit the lake house. Now it was the Marmont's problem. Our mission was outside.
Yeah, the Marmonts are taken by the Dark Presence. Clearance 1. Need to get to sub-levels. It's nice that the page is slowly getting updated. Emergency seek shelter. Yeah, I'd love to.
What the fuck was that? I need to get back to the elevator.
Shelter area this way. Wow, sick shelter, they said. As the lake house continues to make progress towards its goal, various avenues of research are being pursued. Recently, one such avenue has yielded unexpected results. The research into nursery rhymes directed by Dr. and Dr. Marmont, led by Dr. Campbell, as an art form has shown viability in its ability to connect with the Cauldron Lake threshold. As a result, the nursery rhyme findings will now be carried forward by the co-heads of research and incorporated into ongoing research across the lake house, effective immediately. Research teams will be briefed on how to utilize the effective elements of the nursery rhymes into their own work. Dr. Campbell and his team are being reassigned. They will continue to develop their work on nursery rhymes outside the lake house. Any exposure risks related to performing confidential work outside the facility's premises have been acknowledged and accepted by the co-heads of research. Threshold Linking Experiment Progress Report by Dr. Jules Marmont. The work to create a stable link between our reality and that of the shadow, I assume, continues. Progress is good, with all teams reporting high confidence that a successful connection will soon be possible. But why? Recent efforts in utilizing the paintings produced by Subject P to adjust reality in such a way that achieves our goals were unsuccessful. However, this result allowed us to discard that avenue of research and focus solely on a much more viable one. Our new hypothesis states that the threshold's energies, and thus its reality-altering effect, are drawn to pieces of art that contain significant level of emotion. This is supported by a clear trend in the data we have gathered over the years. If we can identify and quantify the emotion of an art piece, our work will speed up considerably. Work has already proceeded with an immediate focus on developing devices capable of measuring the level of emotion in any given piece of art. For now, our research will continue to focus solely on the art produced by Subject P. While no pieces of his have yielded successful results outside of their assistance in discovering the redacted pages, his proven status as a para-utilitarian makes his work the most suitable research material. Cool. Cool. Well, we have some sort of a button over here. That's Darling. AWE, Cauldron Lake, important work, Shadow Entity 810, 70, 76, 78, 2010, something about Wake in the corner.
Okay. Priority 1, get the lights on. Standing around in the dark near Cauldron Lake, not smart?
I'm a little bit scared, so yes, I will take an opportunity to make another quick save. That's all paintings. Maybe that's where we need to go. So naturally, let's turn around. Oh, that might be the power core. Maybe we need to move a power core somewhere.
Okay. Power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
That is, if you can find the core. That looks like somebody's face. There seems to be some locked door. Power core storage.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
No.
Can't open it from the side.
Inventory management. Oh, these power cores are way smaller.
Jules's keycard. Could be useful.
Unfortunately, Jules' keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office plus a lot of black rock. Been grinding the black rock down to a powder and stashing around in case any gets confiscated. Next steps. Weapon tests using black rock powder. If successful, maybe send schematics to off-site teams. Could lead to a transfer out of this shithole. Need to think up more applications for black rock now that I have some. There was a researcher at the oldest house who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember her name. I want to say Emily Pope.
I wish they'd make these things lighter.
Or if only you can levitate with one of these things.
The way I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
I am hearing noises in the dark. And I am afraid.
At least the elevator's back.
I really don't like these sounds, this clicking noises. Still closed, by the way. Oh, it requires a second level keycard. Okay. It's like something is constantly on my 6. And this is a very uncomfortable feeling. There is a passageway, just locked right now. I don't think it's very wise to go with your back forward. Darling is no longer there. Another quick save. You can't make too many of them. Huh. To celebrate the arrival of fall, I have brought a variety of seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Ramnos can come enjoy them in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmont's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite the ridiculous dramatics of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. Happy fall! A gentle reminder that nut allergies are serious health issues, and making light of them is not appropriate workplace behavior for anyone of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk and should be avoided for everyone's safety. Perry, do not release any of those pages. Tell Diana and those fools on Project Arbutus that we misplaced them. An unfortunate filing accident. Tell them we are confident the pages will resurface in 2 or 3 weeks, but we are too busy making progress to look for them right now. Be sure to say that we are making progress just as I wrote above. Attention all staff. There is significant amount of black rock missing from sub-level 5. I expect that there is a misunderstanding and someone has taken it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, respond to this message and we will fix the problem. Black rock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed. Perhaps the lack of the black rock is what caused whatever was contained down there on level 5 to escape the containment. Not sure what sort of elevator you're talking about, it's not there.
If you can understand me, I am an agent of... This isn't working.
Well, luckily they just go away if you come close enough to this area, to this corner. But I need to just navigate around them then, right? But how? Fast and Furious? Yeah, Fast and Furious.
What the fuck were those things? Okay, deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, you never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but you can learn techniques to adjust, to function. Take 6 deep breaths, then get to work. Find the source, collapse the threshold.
Mirror, please hold. Please hold.
Now where am I?
Hold. Please hold.
What is that?
Probably nothing good.
If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand? Well, I'll be damned.
A talking painting.
So what kind of entity are you?
In a horror story, there are only murderers and victims.
You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation?
1,000 painting shoes crowd.
What does that mean?
Paint no brush, a self-portrait.
Okay, hey, calm down.
Fire in his eyes and hands and bones.
You need to cease all hostility right now.
What the? Oh, you were talking all this time? God damn it, I'm so sorry. I wanted to check the map, like, where am I? It's not clear. Well, you do show some sort of hallway right over here, but this is it.
Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. But something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
Sublevel 3.
This isn't the floor I wanted. Fucking elevator.
It never works the way you actually want it to work. It is pretty much infuriating. But from painting production we went to page development, skipping holding and observation. What's wrong with research archives? Look how weird they look on the map. There are just endless archives, and there is this dude's office. No, that's her office. Okay. Automated typing device chamber. Okay. Black rock ahead. Yeah, the bloody imprints and just blood everywhere is not a nice sign. This is ATD Chief Technician. Stop with the music. Regarding ATD Output and Calibration, the automated typing device will produce writing mimicking that of Alan Wake, non-para-utilitarian, with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs must be evaluated and graded based on its similarity to Wake's original style. The pages will be graded using the following criteria. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. Style. The page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake's house possession as a reference. Tone. The page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing, using pages in the Lake's house possession as a reference. Content. The page must accurately mimic the typical content of Wake's writing. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near-identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power. That is They took a typewriter and they created a separate machine that hits the keys. Well, there are models of typewriters that just take, for example, teletyped, they take tapes, right? And they read instructions on the tapes so that they can automatically type something. I think like the guys over here invented the wheel and wasted too much money on that. Whose office is that? Evaluation and grading.
Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
Words per sentence. Maximum 12, minimum 1. Is co-heads one word or two? Contains dialogue, clipped phrasing, third person, omniscient, broad timeline. Marmont's PC Lake House conflict water, dark, other page.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed. But the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist, clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmonts. For himself.
Rudolph Lane. I wonder if this is an actual name of the guy who was painting for them, the para-utilitarian. Character-centric, past tense, clipped phrasing, higher adjective usage, focus timeline. Rudolph Lane, paint, order, Marmots, hate, conflict. Organizational update. Moving forward, research at the Lake House will be divided into two distinct projects. One project, codename Arbutus, will focus on studying the writing of Alan Wake with Dr. Diana Marmont serving as project director, which then makes sense to put her in archive. Another project, codename Ramnus, will focus on studying Rudolph Lane, you can see that RL over there, and his work with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is a confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. Okay.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us monsters. But what's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. I got word yesterday that 2 writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
They were fighting to connect. What were they connecting? They were trying to link realities one way or another, right? But could you just stop for a moment and ask yourself, like, if that is something that you actually need to do?
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant.
Is this the amount of pages they actually produced? Because if so, this is an insane amount of pages.
Art, just content for the experiment.
A single flashbang in such a big box. Initial findings report Project Arbutus regarding Edward Franklin Booker, the 2 writers, okay, born in New York, currently resides in New York, married to Tamitha Booker, no known children or dependencies, no paracriminal affiliations found, writer and director of 5 stage plays, unsuccessful, confirmed artist designation, author, playwright.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in,
and
but the water could not flow.
Tamitha,
it became
not Tabitha, Tamitha,
stagnant, went bad.
Married, no affiliations,
not art, just content
3 commercially successful true crime books. This background music eventually gets to my nerves. It is very disturbing. Empty box is also very disturbing. Well, I guess let's go. Before I enter, yeah, there are simply just automated typing chambers, and this is it.
Typewriters. Please don't let this be what I think it is. As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away? 100% bad news.
So there is one room that is open over there in that corner. Okay, we have another room open over here. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. Production archive. I got a flare. Do not copy Wake manuscript pages. Regarding typewriter brand investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for redacted and the ATDs continues to be unsuccessful. Sources contacted with discretion. Wake's publishing house, no useful information. Wake's agent refused to discuss client matters. Wake's spouse refused to discuss redacted, no useful information. Checked all available online interviews, publications, elements pertaining to Alan Wake, no useful information. The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known. Theoretically, replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter. They are being very thorough. Same typewriter, same ink. Conference room, level 2. I would assume that this is where I'm supposed to go. And over here, maintenance and repair. Regarding content of Wake manuscript, we have begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As a reference for any future readers, I am Dr. Diana Marmont, co-head research at the Lake House facility. The page we recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotional prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflict this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get his information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe that the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC. And if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, and their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove that their actions, their mind, their love, or animosity are theirs to control?
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman, founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the shadow. I've gone through his notes, which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the lake house for analysis.
You want to bring artists here, right? You really like to poke the bear. It feels mighty irresponsible. And another level 2. Office 3.1. Now, before I proceed, now that we explored these side rooms a little bit, and hopefully we have marked them on the map. I hope that we can... Yeah, these two are marked. Okay, good. So, I want to make a pause over here. This one, I think. And wrap it up for the beginning of the episode. It is a very promising start. I really like control for observing how other organization works, and I like the element of how much bureaucracy is there involved, even though they're dealing with such a foreign and alien force, or rather forces in plural, because you never know what kind of AWE you are facing, or what altered item you are finding, or what object of power you're wielding, right? And yet, despite all the unknown that they encounter, there is a tremendous amount of bureaucracy involved. Papers, orders, memos, a whole bunch of staff working on that. It's a whole system implemented around that, and that is, for me, a very fascinating aspect of this universe. That somehow in this universe they are trying to cram something seemingly something that you cannot even dare to understand or grasp the concept of, and they are trying to build a perfectly cubical box around it and shove it in. And sometimes they even manage. As we can clearly see with an attempt to catch Scratch when he was still within Alan's body, or with Dr. Emil Hartman, or right now with the Lake House, this does not always go well. And that is why we're here. And I am looking forward to continuing it the next time. I'm looking forward to investigating what exactly happened in the Lake House, and what is the face of Marmont, and maybe even we will find somebody of staff to rescue. That would also be nice. But this will be it for now. Thank you so much for staying with me. I hope you enjoy my company and my gameplay. And if that is the case, please leave me a like and subscribe to the channel, or otherwise, let me know down in the comments what I can improve for you. I hope to see you next time. Have a nice day out there, and bye.